Subscribe or buy a StarTimes decoder and stand a chance to win the 10 million naira grand prize, plus many exciting prizes nationwide with subscription packages starting from just 4,000 naira. Recharge now via StarTimes app or visit any StarTimes office or dealer outlet near you. StarTimes, enjoy digital life.
The prestigious NTA Television College, widely recognized for its professionalism and excellence in media training, has achieved another significant milestone. In addition to its existing affiliation with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to commence National Diploma (ND) programs in mass communication and multimedia. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum of 5 O-level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score of 180 and above. This is a great opportunity to become part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information, visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. Announcer Management.
On the news tonight, Governor Aiyedatiwa set up technical committee for Olokola Free Trade Zone. President Tinubu appoints new chairman for National Universities Commission. Good evening and thanks for joining us on Nta Akure News at 7. I am Olufemi Dairo. Now the news. Efforts to revive the Olokola Free Trade Zone and attract fresh investments into Ondo State have received a boost with the inauguration of the technical committee to drive the project. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa during the inauguration says the committee will engage prospective investors, including the Dangote Group, and facilitate the processes necessary for the commencement of the development activities later this year. Paul Mukago reports.
My honor and privilege to declare this technical committee on Olokola Project Trade Zone duly inaugurated.
The inauguration of the technical committee by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa marks the commencement of the preliminary activities ahead of the development of the Olokola Free Trade Zone project. The governor outlined the committee's terms of reference, which include legal and ownership review, land verification, security assessment, and engagement with relevant stakeholders to facilitate the smooth takeoff of the project.
They serve as the official interface between Ondo State government and key stakeholders, the Dangote Group, IPEM, OKFTZC, OKFTZE, NEPSA, the Deep Sea Port Authority, Ogun State government, and relevant federal government agencies, and ensure that the state's interests are at all times protected and advanced.
Chairman of the 6-member committee, Bode Sumono, assured the state government of the commitment of the committee to interfacing with all stakeholders to ensure a successful commencement of the project by the Dangote Group.
Mr. Governor, we are committed to working with all stakeholders to make the Olokola Free Trade Zone a model of successful public-private partnership. And by the special grace of God, we are very sure that this will come to fruition within the specified time.
The committee is expected to submit its report within 6 weeks. It will be recalled that President of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, had earlier visited Governor Aiyedatiwa to discuss modalities for the smooth commencement of the project. In Akure, Paulo Mukago, NTA News.
Civil servants have been reminded to recommit themselves to the ideals of an efficient, productive, incorruptible, and citizen-centered public service that contributes meaningfully to the renewed hope agenda and the development of Nigeria. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, gave the reminder in a message at the commencement of the 2026 Civil Service celebration by the staff of the Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
The 2026 Nigerian Civil Service Week is holding from June 22 to June 28 with the theme Transforming Public Institutions, Advancing Innovation, Participation and Inclusion. During the week, activities are planned to focus on digital transformation, creating a smarter and more agile public service.
We are celebrating all
At the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, the Permanent Secretary, on behalf of the Minister, is in the forefront at a sensitization program for the staff on the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan as part of activities marking the 2026 Civil Service Week.
We must resolve to intensify efforts in the formulation, development, and implementation of policies on information and national orientation geared towards delivering our mandates. I therefore urge all officers and staff to continue to uphold the core values of the public service: integrity, professionalism, excellence, accountability, and patriotism.
Develop competencies relevant to their current and future roles. Demonstrate professionalism, innovation, and commitment to service excellence.
So my charge to all of us is to begin to imbibe that culture of creativity, imbibe that culture of innovation, whereby things are done in a different way.
The key motivator for the civil servants is an improved salary. We are still expecting government to give us the salary that will take us home.
Civil Service Week is being celebrated in Nigeria to honor civil servants, promote professionalism, and strengthen their capacity to contribute effectively to national development. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed Professor Oluwatoyin Ogudipe as chairman of the governing board of the National Universities Commission, NUC. In a statement released by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, it succeeds Emeritus Professor Olufemi Aino, who resigned his appointment after less than 1 year in office. Professor Ogudipe, former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos between 2017 and 2022, is a professor of botany with expertise in molecular plants, taxonomy, biosystematics, ethnobotany, cytogenetics, forensic botany, and ecological conservation. Currently, Professor Ogudipe, 66, serves as Pro-Chancellor of Redeemers University, Ede in Osun State. As NUC Chairman, Professor Ogudipe will oversee the regulatory body of the Nigerian university system, focusing on funding, global competitiveness, and academic stability. President Tinubu expects Ogudipe to provide visionary leadership at the NUC and sustain the credibility of the Nigerian university system in alignment with the administration's renewed hope agenda by advancing quality, access, and integrity in the education sector. The 2026 Ekiti State Governorship election has come and gone, and by most assessments, it was peaceful, orderly, and largely credible. The guest on Good Morning Nigeria described the exercise as a significant improvement in the conduct of elections in the state. The guest noted that logistics stood out as one of major successes of the poll, with elections materials arriving early at polling units and ad hoc staff adequately deployed. She also commended electoral officials for giving priorities to the elderly, pregnant women, and persons with special needs during the voting process. According to her, there was improved collaboration among INEC security agencies, political parties, and other stakeholders, which contributed to the smooth conduct of the election.
We are deploying for the elections. That we have this percentage results, uploaded at the end of election should reflect in the performance of the beavers on the field, because it's the same beavers that they use to send these results. You understand? So we should continue with the mock exercise that we usually have, but do a proper assessment of what is working and what is not working.
Further applauded the peaceful atmosphere that prevailed across the state, noting that areas previously considered as flagship points remain calm throughout the exercise. Incumbent Governor Biodun Oyebanji secured re-election, winning more than 50% of the valid vote cast, thereby earning a renewed mandate from the electorate. However, the guests expressed concern over the decline in voter turnout, describing it as an issue that requires urgent attention ahead of elections in the state. She stressed the need for increased voter education and sustained civic education, and encouraged greater participation in the democratic process. You are watching Nta Akure News at 7. We shall be back in a moment. Please stay with us.
The prestigious NTA Television College, widely recognized for its professionalism and excellence in media training, has achieved another significant milestone. In addition to its existing affiliation with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria for the award of a degree in mass communication, the college has now received official approval from the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to commence National Diploma (ND) programs in mass communication and multimedia. Additional programs are also in progress. Admission requirements: a minimum of 5 O-level credit passes in relevant subjects. For National Diploma ND programs, minimum JAMB admissible score of 100. For degree programs, recommended JAMB score of 180 and above. This is a great opportunity to become part of the college's growing legacy in media and broadcast education. For more information, visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. Announcer Management.
Thank you for staying with us. You can also watch us on our social media handles: Facebook at Nta Akure, YouTube at Nta Akure, and on X at Nta Akure. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered the remand of Omoyele Sowore, the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, in Kuje Prison, Abuja. Justice Mohammed Garba Umar, in a court ruling, ordered Sowore to be kept in the prison pending the hearing and determination of his motion for stay of the order for revocation of his bail and bench warrants. Judicial correspondent Austin Ayebe reports.
Justice Umar, in his ruling, dismissed Sowore's earlier application seeking his requisite from the case on the ground of alleged bias. The judge then adjourned the matter till June 24th for hearing of the application for stay. The motion for stay was filed by the defendant's new lawyer, Adeyinka Olumide Fusika, senior advocate of Nigeria. Sowore arrived at the court in company of members of his group with placards. Justice Umar had in June 16th revoked a bail granted to Sowore following his failure to appear in court for his trial. The DSS is prosecuting Sowore for allegedly making false claims against the person of President Bola Tinubu by referring to him as a criminal in a post he made on his X and Facebook accounts, offences that contravene the Cybercrime Act. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, Nta News.
And on business news, company income tax payments by manufacturers fell by 68.25% year-on-year to 74.48 billion naira in the first quarter of 2026, raising fresh concerns over the productive sector's capacity. For these and many more, let's join Morenike Isibo on business news.
Company income tax payments by manufacturers fell by 68.25% year-on-year to 74.48 billion naira in the first quarter of 2026, raising fresh concerns over the productive sector's capacity to withstand Nigeria's new tax regime, weak consumer demand, and elevated operating costs. An analysis of the company's income tax report released by the National Bureau of Statistics showed that manufacturing companies' income tax dropped by 160.11 billion naira from 234.59 billion naira in the first quarter of 2025 to 74.48 billion naira in the first quarter of 2026. The decline was also sharp on a quarter-on-quarter basis as tax payments by the manufacturers fell by 47.49% from the 141.84 billion naira in the first quarter of 2025, representing a drop of 67.36 billion naira within 3 months. In another news, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has reviewed a growing reliance by Dangote Petroleum Refinery on imported gasoline blend stock, mainly to boost the refined fuel production. Latest industry data obtained from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Statistics for May 2026 showed that the 650,000 barrels per day refinery imported about 1.46 billion litres of intermediate and gasoline blend stock between January and May this year, despite receiving volumes of domestic and imported crude oil. The industry report showed that the refinery continued to supplement crude oil processing with imported intermediates, helping it sustain daily petrol production of 44.7 million litres and achieve an average capacity utilization of 101.25% in May. And that's all on business news. In Akure, Morenike Isibo, NTA News.
And for the latest stories making headlines in the world of sports, let's now join Omoyome Yombon for sports updates.
All is set for the 2026 National Hockey Super League